Hello, welcome back to part 3 of the tile rules tutorial series. So in this video we're going to talk about platform and ramp rules. Right, now the plan was to use the environment that we created in the previous video, but I didn't quite like it, so I created a new one which looks a little bit more organic, I think. So we're going to use this one instead. Now let's start with platforms. So if we look at this area right here, notice that we have 2 rows of tiles, and the tiles sitting at the bottom have the railings attached to them, right? Now this doesn't necessarily, this is not necessarily incorrect. This may be the result that you're looking after, but I think, in my opinion, it will look a lot better if we had, instead of tiles that have railings, if we had something like TR cross, like a plain floor object, right? So let's go ahead and fix this. I'm gonna press the plus icon to create a new tile rule, and I'm gonna drag and drop the TR cross prefab right over here. I'm just gonna enable a single tile and turn it green, and then I'm gonna set the rule type to platform. When we do that, notice that we get these tiles updated correctly. Now the reason there is an issue that we still have to take care of. Notice that these tiles here sitting at the bottom use cubes, while the tile sitting on top uses a rounded floor object, right? So in order to fix this, we need to create another rule which will be similar to our standard turn rule, but this time it will be a platform rule. So I'm gonna use, so let's go ahead and create a new rule, and I'm gonna use a prefab from the base library. I'm gonna switch to selection mode. I'm gonna drag and drop the base rounded prefab here in the scene view. Now notice that for this prefab we don't need to go through the prefab creation process that we did in the first video, because this prefab has the pivot sitting at the bottom center of the object, which is exactly what we want, and this is a requirement for tile rules. Now I'm gonna keep here in this. I'm gonna keep this prefab in the scene because I want to see which way it opens up. I'm gonna drag and drop this prefab right here in the tile rule UI, and it opens up along the negative Z axis and along the negative X axis. So and now I'm gonna set the rule type to platform. And there you go. Notice that we fixed the issue. Now these guys here at the bottom also use a rounded floor object. Let's go ahead and delete this. We no longer need it. But now we have another problem, and the problem is that now that we have this base rounded prefab, we have this turn rule. The plugin has correctly detected that these guys sitting here along this, that are lined up here in this direction, they are surrounded by at least 2 tiles. So the prefab, the plugin will, instead of picking this guy, now it has a much better fit. It sees a much better fit in this rule right here. So in order to fix this, we have to take a better look here, see what's happening. What's happening is that, for example, this tile is actually a T-junction. Yeah, it has 1 tile to the left, 1 tile to the right, and 1 tile forward. Yeah, so this is a T-junction. So what we need to do is we need to create another rule which is a T-junction, but also a platform at the same time. And I'm going to use the prefab I'm going to use is TR cross. Drag and drop it right here. Use specify platform, and then okay, there you go. So now it's fixed. Let's go ahead and look in the other area here, see everything is okay. Yeah, everything is looking right. Okay, so this is how you handle platforms. Now let's talk about ramps. So in order to create a ramp, I'm gonna use this ramp prefab right here. We're gonna create a new rule. I'm gonna switch to selection mode, drag and drop the ramp prefab here. Notice that it opens up along the negative x-axis. Yeah, so if we look at the scene gizmo, we can see that the ramp is pointing along the negative x. So we're gonna enable this tile here. I'm gonna set the ramp. I'm gonna set the rule type to ramp, and I'm gonna drag and drop the prefab manager inside the prefab drop area right here. Okay, now I'm gonna delete this guy because we no longer need it. Now let's go ahead and paint ramps. Now if you remember from our discussion in the previous video, you have this ramp paint tool, and this is what we need to activate in order to paint ramps. I press Ctrl Alt and left click, and let's see, there you go. Okay, now we have a bunch of ramps. Now there is this thing where, for example, when you place a ramp, like in this example, we place a ramp that is surrounded by 2 adjacent tiles, right? And you can see that the ramp opens up towards the right, which is not really what we want. So we need to somehow rotate this ramp. And the way you do that is by placing the brush over the ramp object and pressing Y to rotate the ramp. There you go. So now it opens up in the right direction. And yeah, everything else seems to be looking okay here. Great. Alright, so that's how you handle platforms and ramps. And in the next video, we're going to talk about the connect tool. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.